Conspiracy theory da khwaidagi popular oiba amadi khwaidagi debate taunaba hairagadi moon landing gi conspiracy theory asini 1969 gi July gi tarik kunda Neil Armstrong amadi Buzz Aldrin na Prithvi gi ihan hanbo oina tha gi lebak da khongdaba mioi habada oiki.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Adubu Prithvi da leba mioi kaya amanadi masigi moon landing asi asengwa natte Hollywood ki sound studio mada namba US government na mayam da utchai bani haina khanari kari gi damakta Prithvi da leiriba 40% henba mioi singna moon landing asa fake ni asengwa natte haina khanari bano kari karamba proof leibadagi harak libano tasengna moon landing asi suktau tawdabida Hollywood ki sound studio mada namdana Prithvi gi miyambu NASA amadi US government na apangba siribra haiba wahangsing asigi paukum ngasigi moon landing conspiracy theory asigi video asi loibu fawa taraga Khangminarasi. Stanley Kubrick hariba nupa asi Prithvi da khwaidagi haiba filmmaker amani haina khanari mahakna 1968 ta puthokhiba 2001 Space Odyssey haina mingthonba science fiction movie asi masterpiece ni haina haujik paw miwai kaya amna launari science fiction author Arthur C. Clarke collaborate tawduna puthokhiba masigi 2001 Space Odyssey harib film asida alien species amna yamna ngallikan matamda aikhoi Prithvi da laamduna makhoi laame haibagi artifacts mayamama aikhoi gi solar system asida thanambagi wari ni masigi cinema asida sizinariba special effect amadi editing gi skill asi asuki matik fajabana maram oiraga American government amadi NASA gi kanguda idea ama lakhanki American government na praja dagi khongbatpa tax $1 billion kaya ama makoi gi space program da thadarabasu Soviet kanguna space program gi matangdadi American singdagi yam sathina mangzil thari maram asina NASA amadi US government na Soviet tagi makoi na hana thagi lemai da ka ba haibasa tangai fadabani haina khalami adubu thagi lemai da ka ba haibasa impossible task ni oithoroi da poni haibasi su NASA na khangami maram asina thagi lemai da asengbagi ka ba ngamdrabasu mayam gi mamang da di ka ba sarage haibasa khanmana maram oiraga matamdugi khwaidagi haiba filmmaker Stanley Kubrick ta NASA na mateng ni ki.
The exploration of space will go ahead whether we join in it or not, and it is one of the great adventures of all time, and no nation which expects to be the leader of other nations can expect to stay behind.
Apollo 11 gi crew singna thagi lemai gi soil sample amadi moon rocks mayam ama porakpada natana thagi photo lising hena kapa abasu mioi kayamana di Apollo 11 na thada karoi haibasa thajaba ngamkide maramdi matamdugi technology yenguragadi thagi lemai da chaluraga amuk tek ta kaidabida Prithvi da halapa haibasa science fiction namaga pangkhak oirami matamdu da leramba mioi kayamana moon landing se fake ni haina khanabana maram oiraga matamdu da putorakpa cinema da kaida moon landing se fake ni haibagi moong da utpa horaki 1971 gi Diamonds Are Forever haina mingthonba James Bond gi film asigi sin namada James Bond sariba nupa Sean Connery na warehouse amada changubada government agent kangbu kharana moon landing tawba sabagi film namaba thengnabagi sin nama yauki masigi matungda chahi khara leraga tholakhiba Capricorn 1 haina mingthonba cinema asidana aikhoi mioibana Mars da chatti chattabida chatluba sabagi matangda oirami.
As millions all over the world watched and listened, the President of the United States spoke to the astronauts across the vastness of space. There's only one small catch. It never happened. It's all a lie.
Masigumba Hollywood ki high profile gi mioi sing yawa cinema sing asida moon landing se fake ne haibagi moong da sin mayam ama thoklakpa na maram oiraga 1970s matamda fake moon landing conspiracy gi idea si yam sathina popular oiba amadi debate tawnaba topic ama oirami 1980s amadi 1990s matamdadi masigi moon landing conspiracy theory asa tapna mangki adubu 2000 yoroppadadi internet tholakpadagi masigi moon landing conspiracy theory asa amu haurakit 2001 da tholakhiba Bart Sibrel hariba nupa asina puthokpa yam sathina popular oikiba A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to Moon hariba documentary asida Apollo 11 gi astronaut singna thada ka khiba leite studio amada namduna miyamda apangma sibani haina utli.
You really like attention, don't you?
You're the one who said you walked on the moon when you didn't. Calling the kettle black if I ever thought of it. Saying I misrepresented myself.
Away from me.
You're a coward and a liar and a thief.
Masigi video asida kin chariba nupa asi A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to Moon hariba documentary yesibu puthokpa nupa Bart Sibrel ni. Aduga mangwanda kin piraiba nupa asina Apollo 11 gi astronaut ama oiriba Buzz Aldrin ni. Bart Sibrel na camera ama paiduna Buzz Aldrin bu koitan tanaduna moon landing sia Asengbani haina Bible da pare wasau hain haiki. Maduda Buzz Aldrin na yaraktabadagi mikithi tintiba hairuwagini kin piraisa. Masigi video matek asi tholokpa amadi magi documentary asina maram oiraga moon landing conspiracy asi hanadagi amuk hena popular oiba amadi debate tawnaba haurakki.
Between 1969 and 1972, they had seven attempts, 6 of them successful. That was the only time in history that a human being has been more than 400 miles above the Earth's surface.
Apollo 11 gi project asida miyoi lakh mari henbana thabak tawri aduga miyoi 600 million henbana moon landing asi live da yengki. Karigumba masigi moon landing asina hoax oiramba taragadi greatest hoax in human history oigadoribani. Adubu skeptics kayana miyoi 600 million henbana live oina yengiba moon landing asa fake ni haira ibasi evidence ti fadana leramani natra. Asuyam chawa project ama fake ni haira pangama isa irai laiba evidence ti oiramaroi solid oiba evidence oiramani. Kari karamba solid oiba evidence laibadagi skeptics singna moon landing asa fake ni haina hairiba no haibasi gi matangda amuk yengasi.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question.
Second World War hek loikibadagi Soviet Union amadi US anigi marakta Cold War haurakki. Nation ani asi Prithvi gi amata ngaraba superpower ama oinabagi damakta hiram khudimakta chawkhatpa tanaraki amadi space race tawba haurakki. America na di Soviet tagi hiram khudimakta makoina hele haina khallubani. Adubu 1957 gi October gi tarik 3 da Soviet Union na Prithvi gi hanba artificial satellite Sputnik 1 launch tawduna space race asida America dagi mangjil thaduna chalami. Prithvi gi hanba artificial satellite launch tawba khakta natana hanba thawai panba jiba laika hariba hui asisu Sputnik 2 da haptuna space ta launch tawke. Prithvi gi space ta hana chatkiba nupa Yuri Gagarin hariba sisu Soviet kini. Prithvi gi hanba oina space ta chatkiba nupi Valentina Tereshkova so Soviet kini. Prithvi gi hanba multi crew oiba spacecraft hanba spacewalk hanba thada yoba ngamba spacecraft amadi hanba thagi dark side ki picture capture toropasu Soviet nani. Soviet Union ki achievement mayam asina maram oiraga American public mayam dagi US government ta pressure aroi bida lami. Maram asina Soviet kangbu dagi makhoina hana thada kaba soidana hangani haidana US government na makhoi ki public singbu themjallame.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard.
US government amadi NASA kangbu na Soviet kangbu dagi space race asida mangjil thanaba yam kanna honarabasu mai pakpa ngamkide. Matam maduda Soviet kangbu na thada nuclear weapon puraga chatkadore haiba tonga masu sandorakpana maram oiraga public sing dagi US government ta hanaga manadriba mongda yam sathina akanba pressure kaya ama lahami. NASA amadi US government na moon landing tawba haiba sima impossible oiba oithoroi do poni haiba ama khangle. Adagi Russian kangbu dagi space race ta mangjil tharaga chatpasu ngamdre. Maram asina asengbada ngamdradi nakali tawba tare haiba idea sa NASA amadi US government na chap yung na khanke.
We have vowed that we shall not see space filled with weapons of mass destruction, but with instruments of knowledge.
1969 gi July tarik 13 ta moon landing mission gi damak Apollo 11 mai pakna launch tawke. Numit marini leiraga July gi tarik kunda thagi lemai yaudana Neil Armstrong amadi Buzz Aldrin na ihan han boina thagi lemai da kongda ba mioi haibado oiki.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Soviet kangbuna America dagi space technology advance oiba yam sathina helabasu America na thada Soviet dagi hana ka kibasi ubada mioi kaya amanadi angakpo forami. Pitribi gi tongan mamfom da leba skeptics kaya na moon landing tawrubagi photo amadi video yengduna hoax oiramba yabagi possibility laibra haina yam kupna yenguba matamdadi moon landing ase hoax ni haibagi evidence mayamna wai charami.
NASA and the government faked the moon landing was basically, it was technically impossible to do it. And they simply had to come up with some sort of alternative that they felt the public would believe.
Moon landing sa fake ni haibagi ihan hanba clue da astronauts sing asigi mami sa direction ani thona taba ubasini. Hada mangal fangli basi numit tagi khatani haibadi source of light cha amakhaktani haibadi. Source of light amakhak laiba thada matau karamna astronauts sing asigi mami sa ani thona tongan ma direction da taribano. Aikoi gi P3B da di source of light cha amakhak laiba matamda mami sa parallel oina chatli. Adubo Apollo 11 gi astronauts sing na namakpa thagi photo asidadi mami sing asa parallel su oiramde aduga tongan ma direction da chatpada natana right angle gi mong da laiba mami sing su yorame. Masi sound stage da studio light mayama masidinaraga kapagi oiba natana atopa explanation amta laite haina skeptic sing na hairi. Single light source laiba thagumba ihang hangba mafam amada taba mami sa yam sathina dark oigadabani haibadi musin mugadabani. Adubu moon landing gi photos amadi video sing asidadi astronaut sing asi marum moiba jaga haibadi mami taba mafam da lairabasu yam fajana mayek shengna uri. Ufam thoktaba astronaut sing asi mayek shengna uri basigi amattangaraba explanation di Hollywood kangbuna cinema nambada yamna sizinaba key light amadi fill light haiba lighting technique asa sizinabagini haina moon landing gi video amadi photo asi won nainaba tongan ba filmmaker kaya amana hairi. Moon landing asi Hollywood ki sound stage amada studio light sizinaduna nambani haibagi atopa evidence na masi photo asi da yengbiu. Astronaut asi gi helmet ta uriba reflection asi pareng sana leiba movie light kumba maman bani. Aduga masi gi photo asi dana studio light man ba ma reflection asi da uba fangbani. Aduga masi gi photo asi dana cruising aduna muthat pa kaw badagi thada leiba moon rock sare ba pochak asida letter C thaba ubani.
Had they wanted to, that NASA could indeed have pulled off the greatest hoax of all time, never sent anyone to the moon, and recreated it in a television studio.
Masigi photo asida uriba landing module asigi background uriba ching asi miles yam sathina lapna leiba mafam amagi mongda ni sare base. Adubu masi yam lapna leiba ching man brane. Aduga masigi photo asina landing module adudagi miles kaya chalaga leiba mafam amadagi number photo ni. Adubu landing module gi photo adugi background adugadi chap manari. Miles lising hena lapna na kapa photo ani asida background chap manari basigi amatangaraba explanation di sound stage studio da kapa natana atay atopa amta laite haina hairi. Studio gi matang asi lotion kraga star gi matang da mo laase. Aikoi P3B asi atmosphere layer kaya na kupsallabasu nungdangi matamda aikoi gi atya asi sumaina star mayamna pik thana uribani. Adubo Apollo 11 gi astronaut sing na kapakpa moon landing gi photo sing asidadi star amta uramde. Atmosphere so amta laitaba thada star mayama laifam thoktabrane. Skeptic sing gi matungina NASA kangbuna masigi matangda khanba yaba khallaba matungda star sa amta uhandabani hairi. Maramdi star hek yaholuba matamda star map aduda yengduna karamba jagagi karamba matamda number photo no haibasa irai laina loina khangdoribani. Maram asina star sa problem yam chawba mo oida ani khanbana uhandabani hairi.
When you looked up at the sky, could you actually see the stars and the solar corona in spite of the glare?
We were never able to see stars from the lunar surface or on the daylight side of the moon by eye without looking through the optics. I don't recall during the period of time that we were photographing the solar corona what stars we could see.
Apollo 11 na Prithividagi thada chatlibasi star map yengduna chatliban aduga thada na star amta udi hairisi kamaina no.
The astronaut navigator finds a known star in the wide-angle telescope. Using a fingertip control, he changes the attitude of the spacecraft to bring the star into line. Once he has the star in position in the telescope, he moves the optical sextant. He lines the sextant up with the star and makes a reading.
Moon landing sa fake ni haibagi ay na masida uliba evidencing asidi hawdang aribani warming up to bagumadi makata ba atopa evidence may ama malayriba si matang damu yengasi masida ay na uchariba video asi thagi laymay ga manana ba United States government na semba mafam mamakagni karigi damakta Prithivida thagi laymay ga manana ba mongda semliba no ay na hanguba matamda US government ki matung inadi thagi laybakta karubada familiar oina ba Prithivida hana thagi laymay gi mongda semdana rehearsal to honbagini hairi adu masi thajaba yaba wara thada atmosphere amta laytabana maram oiraga thagi laymay asi powder ga manaba ufun mayam amna khumjallaga lay hairi thagi laymay asi ufun mayam amna khumjallaga lay hairaga masigi Apollo 11 gi moon landing mission asida sizinariba asuyam lumba 3000 pound hena thrust power level rocket engine yawba lunar module asina thagi laymay de landing torokpa matamda mafam maduda dark amta tadriba karigino rocket engine yawba 3000 pound hena thrust power level lunar module asina paitharakpada ufun hobagi mami amta udriba sina karigino masi wahang mayam asigi amatangaraba explanation de moon landing namiba studio duda masigi lunar module asa assemble tokotpa ama natraga crane guma masijinaraga yam tapna thadaraktuna mafam aduda thamba ama oiramgani haibasini aduga masigi lunar module asi yengune thagawda sizinaribani hariba lunar module asi aluminum foil kara punchanaraga solutena napamandra astronaut sing aduna mission loraba matungda thagi laymaidigi orbit ta mu halaknabagi damakta lunar module asigi ascending stage haina khangnaba part asina paikhatline na tawrisi crane guma mana chingkhatpa mandra yengune yam sathi na tapna paibani rocket ki type ta paikhatpa matamda mai thokadawdusu thokpa amta udabani karina kamain toraga karamba technology sizinaraga masi lunar module asigi ascending stage hariba part asi paikhathaliban paikhatkibagi video asi yam munna yengchaluragadi crane guma mana cable amadi wire sizinaraga chingkhatkibagi hari tawba manbasu ubani aduga masigi ascending stage asina lunar module dagi paikhatkibagi sin asi yam fajana zoom in zoom out toraga namisi kanana namiba masigi video footage asina Neil Armstrong amadi Buzz Aldrin na American flag yungbagi footage ni Neil Armstrong amadi Buzz Aldrin mabani na thagi laymay da flag yungduna layraga video footage asina kanana muk namiba aduga atmosphere so am laytaba mafam asida flag sina hairi sina kamaina wahang asige amatangara pakomde moon landing ase fake ni Hollywood ki sound stage ta nambani haibasi natan atopa explanation amta layte haine skeptics sing na hairi
Just start making stuff up.
Yeah.
Like that Neil Armstrong guy. Have you seen him on the talk shows?
Neil Armstrong, you mean the first man to walk on the moon?
Talk about a fish story.
Yeah.
Man, and they're buying it.
Oh, yeah.
Masida aina uliba picture asina Apollo 11 gi astronaut na sizinaba space suit ni space suit asigi khungup ki khuga asiga astronaut sing aduna thagi laymay da chatpagi footprint asiga yam sathi na khenari basina karigino aduga numittagi lakpa maisagi matang sina muk kamain toba daytime matamda moon gi surface temperature si 250 degree Fahrenheit muki chang oigadoini masigi maisa si oven manung da leiba la chap mana doribani yam sathi na saba mafam asida camera gi film mayam duna kemta saudok sina kamain toriba aduga masigi Neil Armstrong na American flag da salute tawagi photo asida magi makhong asida yengone thagi laymay da fok theng dabani aduga astronaut asigi mami su ta dabani astronaut asik kona edit tawsandana hapchalakpa matamda astronaut asigi mami hapa ka howagi mongni moon landing sa fake ni haibagi evidence mayama aina mathakta utkriba sing asigi mathakta akhoi miyoi bana art ki orbit asa lanthok tu na chatpa haibasa impossible ni hairi masigi maram masina Van Allen radiation belt hariba yam sathi ba mafam asi leibagini NASA amadi US government na thada chatpa haibasa impossible task ni su oi oithoroi da po ni haina khankriba sigi amata ngairaba maramdi masigi Van Allen radiation belt asi leibanani James Van Allen hariba scientist asina 1958 ta yam sathi na radiation wangba belt anikak aikoi gi planet asibu question laga leiba thengnake masigi donut shape manba radiation yam wangwa belt asi Van Allen radiation belt haina khagnaki Van Allen radiation belt asi ihan hana thengnaba matamda magi radiation asa asuki matik wangban maram oiraga scientist sing aduna Soviet kangbu na space ta nuclear test tawrabra haiba fo khanke nuclear blast amada thadorakpa radiation gi mapangal ga haifet manaba masigi kilometer lising humpu hena thaba Van Allen radiation belt asi fauraga chatpa matamda thawai panba jiba amata hingma ngamoi haide haujuk fawa masigi Van Allen belt asi akoina lan thoga chatpa ngamdri masi aina haiba natte NASA kangbu na haibani
the plan that NASA has is to build a rocket called SLS, which is a heavy lift rocket. It's something that is much bigger than what we have today, and it will be able to launch the Orion capsule with humans on board, as well as landers or other components to destinations beyond Earth orbit. Right now, we only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go. We only can fly in Earth orbit. That's the farthest that we can go in this new system.
1969 da ada karuraba koina art ki lower orbit ki mapanda chatpa ngamdri hairisina kamain tawriba masida scientist asina Van Allen radiation belt lalaga chatpa ngamnanaba spacecraft design tawnaba honari hairibasi 1969 ge moon landing tawbada sizinariba spacecraft adugi technology edu sizinaba yadaba zala haina hanguba matamda madugi technology edu thugai khra manghan khra aduga nauna muk saba su ngamdre haina hairi masigi video asida NASA astronaut asina hairisi taba yariba wara yengune
Go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Kaisu laitaba Facebook amadi Instagram gi password fawa kaudana ba haiduna isindana thamnari aduga Prithvi gi ihan hanbo oina thada karuba gi technology edu mangkhre hariba wasidagi hena nokningba amamu laitre masida sunatana moon landing tawbagi high quality oiba original video dusu mangkhra laitre haina NASA kambun hairi aikoina haujik uriba moon landing gi video footage asi yamna strange oiba mongdani namkhrise haibadi NASA kambuna moon landing gi live footage adu cinema kapagi type ta screen namada kap thoba matungda TV station sing aduna amu screen adagi lawrakpa video footage ni samna harabada aikoina uriba moon landing gi footage asidi whole print kumbani maram asinani aikoina uriba moon landing gi video sing asi yam sathina low quality oibasi
I believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal before this decade is out of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space.
J. Whitener hariba nupa asina Kubrick's Odyssey koba short film ama 2011 da puthoke. Masigi short film asida filmmaker afawa Stanley Kubrick na matau karamna NASA gi damakta moon landing gi film asya namkibagi haibadu utli. Masigi Kubrick's Odyssey hariba short film asida yawbagi matungina 1960 dagi NASA na Soviet dagi hana thada kana naba yam kanna honarabasu 1964 yoksalakpa matamdadi thada aikoi miyoibana karuba haibasa Van Allen radiation belt asi laibana maram oiraga oithoroi haibasa khangake Stanley Kubrick na 1963 da puthokiba Dr. Strangelove hariba film asigi special effects amadi editing skill asi Pentagon da laiba government agent amana urubadagi hariba nufa asina fake moon landing gi video namna naba secret oiba project asi Stanley Kubrick ta sinakhi ahanbadadi Stanley Kubrick na yaramde adu financial support mayam ma pini aduga artistic freedom su pini haibadagi kona thangda yarakhe 1964 da US government ka Stanley Kubrick ka deal taunaraba matungda tahi ahungi manungda Space Odyssey 2001 hariba film asa namnaba khanganche maramdi fake moon landing video number matamda maladra haiba yengnabani matamduda CGI technology ka amta laitrabasu Stanley Kubrick na front screen projection koba anoba makalgi visual effect ama sizinaduna Space Odyssey 2001 hariba cinema ase namki cinema asigi special effect amadi editing skill asi ubada fake moon landing number yarani haiba khangbadagi 1969 da moon landing ki video ase NASA ga manaraga Stanley Kubrick na Hollywood ki soundstage studio da namduna P3B da leba miyoy kaya da apang basiki moon landing sa fake ni haibagi evidence ti mayama malaire adubo aikoi na hautik darkar tari sa Stanley Kubrick masamak na moon landing sa fake ni mana namkibani harakpaduni natra masibu harabadi chahi yangkai hena satharak laba debate asa kudakta loisan doribani 2016 da Stanley Kubrick interview Toukhibagi video ama anonymous source amadagi internet ta tholaki video asida yawbagi matungina masigi interview asi chahi 15 di kanamta da khangandabida public ta release tawdabida thamgadabani haina Stanley Kubrick masamagna interview toriba mioi asida page 88 changba non-disclosure agreement sign tohonki hari
is everything looking in order regarding our contract and the 15-year agreement and I signed the non-disclosure? Is that's all for the legal stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks good to me.
All right.
Interview asina horakpa matamda Stanley Kubrick na filmmaker amoina magi career asi matau karam na horakhi haibana chingba wahang kaya ama interviewer asina hanglami adu Stanley Kubrick na marak thatuna project adu just icham chama film amani haina ahanbadi kalambani haraki maduda interviewer asina kari project aduga kari film gi matang no hangki maduda Stanley Kubrick na moon landing gi matang ni aduga madu fake ni haina haraki
of making this film and I went into it like it was a regular film, like another production of mine, not thinking too much about the long-term effects, what it would mean to society if it was ever discovered.
What are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. You're referring to something.
The fake moon landing.
Masigi interview se hack tholakpaga conspiracy theory bu pamjaba mioi singi marakta viral chatke mioi millions hen mana masigi interview si yenke aduga moon landing se fake ni haina khalamba du chumme haina khanake adu 2019 da masigi video si de yawriba nupa sa Stanley Kubrick natte Stanley Kubrick shaba nupa ni haiba sa Khangminarasi mayamna moon landing ki conspiracy si loire fake oirame haina khanarambadagi debate asi na hona na amu hawrake 2019 da tholaki ba interview asigi longer version oiba video da Stanley Kubrick shariba nupa asigi maming Tom kawi aduga interview si hoax ni haiba sa khangakibani
Launch pad accident in 67 which killed
Tom, you're going to tell me a story. So Nix has sat me down in the Oval Office and he says to me, you know, that boy just died. I don't think this is how I want you. Then we're going to kneel. We're going to kneel. Yeah.
The plan. He didn't. Yeah.
So he says to me, you don't say he said anything. You say what he says, okay? That's all. Tom, I'm just giving you a direction.
You want me?
Tasengna Stanley Kubrick ka moon landing ga karim ta mari laina de conspiracy theory sing na sakat pa plot ama khangni aduga moon landing se fake ni haibi evidence oina tholaki ba photos amani video sing si kadai fa wachumbagi haiba si matang da mu yengse ihan hamba proof oi kiba moon landing gi photo da source of light ama kaktang laiba mafam da mami se parallel oi gadawani moon landing gi photo sing asida di parallel oi de light source atopa ma lairangani sound stage da studio light sina duna number oirangani haina skeptic sing na ha kibada taseng na makidi light source amakak oirasu shadow sa parallel oidi shadow gi direction cha yengi ba mi du gi makha yam pole akhoi gi art number photo ama da example pi dun haira age masida uriba nupi asi gi photo ani asi angle tongan mafamdagi kapa chap manaba photo ni ahanba photo side tagi kapa asidadi mami mayam asa parallel loina oibani aduga mamang lomdagi kapa photo asidadi mami sia parallel oidabani loiramdai da khujallakpani aduga multiple light sources naraga kapa photo oiradi mami su amagi mathakta hena taagani adubo moon landing gi photo sing asidadi mami amadagi hena taade maram asina moon landing gi photo sing adu skeptic sing na haiba sound stage ta studio light mayam sijinaraga kapani haibadu aran bani ani suba proof ta light source amakhaktung leiba mafamda kapa photo sing da astronaut sing asina marumda leiba matamda uroidabani adubo moon landing gi photo sing asidadi mayek sengna yam ngan trek ngan uribasi Hollywood ki e light amade fill light haiba lighting technique asa sijinaraga kapagini aina skeptic sing na hairibasi yam chummi adubo agi leimai asi yam highly reflective oiba materials haibadi aluminium amade titanium mayam ma yawbana madudagi thaktorakpa mangaladuna fill light ki mongda oiraga astronaut sing asi mami taba jaga da leirabasu mayek sengna uribani hairi aduga ahum subada sound stage studio da film tawbo oibana photo singi background asi chap manai haina haikebadu taseng namakidi yam munna yengcheladi background ani asa kharadi khenabadi background do uriba ting sing asi yam lapa mafam da leibani hairaga aikoina ubadadi yam nakpa mali basigi maramdi ada atmosphere amta leitabagini aikoi p3b dadi yamna arapa mafam da leiba chingumba da yengba matamda leichingumba thajallaga leiba mali basi aikoi p3b gi atmosphere asi yam thick oibagini aduga thadadi atmosphere amta leitabana yam mayak sengna ubana maram oiraga arapa da leiba object sing asi nakna leiba malhali masi optical illusion ni aduga aikoina any conspiracy theory bu pamjo mioi singa moon landing gi matang da mari yetna ba matamda flag leng bagi matang amadi star uda bagi matang asi adum pala adon madugi matang da mu haijara aga atmosphere leitaba mafamda flag high na high badu flag adu aluminum rod sijinaraga yung mana maram oiraga tetna yung na ba hotna bada kanna yung sallu bagi ngai hak leng badu da flag adu leng bagi wani aluminum rod aduna leng ba fakra kandadi flag adu inch ama phok leng dabal aduga star gi matang sida mu lage moon landing gi photo sing asida star amta udri basigi maramdi camera adu gi iris adu khajik tang khak pha laga shutter speed adu yam wang na lekhat laga thamaga kapagin camera gi iris adu launa hangdo aga shutter speed adu taptha laga kapa taradi thagi lemari gi thaktorak pa light sing aduna camera gi lens adu da changkhraga kapi ba photo mayam adu amta taroi dabagini aikoi gi p3b ga thaga sa yam sathi na lapna na leirabasu pulmun numittadi p3b da leiriba akoina fawba tha sa ngantrik ngana uribani adubu astronaut sing adudi masigi ngantrik ngan ba thagi leimai asidani lepaga leiribasi maram asinani astronaut sing aduna thagi leimai da star amta ude haina haribadasu example da karigumba aikoina yam sathi na ngan ba light apakpa amagi mathakta leptuna atya da yengwa matamda atya da star thobasu aikoina star sing ada uba ngamoi maramdi aikoigi mitki iris asina star gi musi nganwa mangal asa loksan mangamoi example da masigi video si yengbiu mayam sathi na ngana thanba baseball game asigi video sida aikoina star amta uba fangdabani moon landing sa fake ne haibigi evidence anambadi debunk to bolo sela adu yam sathi ba Van Allen radiation bell ki matang asida mu lasi Apollo 11 na agi lema yawna ba paiba matamda yamna high speed oiba trajectory sizinaduna 25,000 km/h gi sang da paiduna Van Allen radiation bell ki khwaidagi paba amadi dangerous oidaba jaga da pung amakaki manungda hairiba Van Allen radiation bell asi lanthokuna paiba na maram oiraga astronaut sing adu kayamta tawdabani haina aerospace engineer Werner von Braun na hairi Van Allen radiation bell ki matang asisu clear oirabani na lunar module aduna landing torpa matamda dak amta tadriba amadi ufun amta haudriba du karigino haibagi matang da mu lase lunar surface asi dust particle mayam amana kupsan duna leirabasu lunar module aduna tarakpa matamda ufun amta haudriba sigi maramdi lunar module gi engine nadu pit taramu wali kanda mutat laga tarakpagini hairi aduga lunar module asina tariba jaga asisu ufun yam pakna leitaba lunar surface ki yamna kanba jagada landing tawbagini aduga astronaut sing asina lunar module asigi ascending stage hariba part asi sizinaraga paikhatkibagi video lairibasi tasengna camera asi remotely operated oiba camera oibagini Neil Armstrong amadi Buzz Aldrin na flag yungbagi footage lairiba dusu remotely operated oiba camera dagi kapagini agi lemagi temperature asi daytime da 250 degree Fahrenheit ki chang da oiraga camera film amadi astronaut sing aduda kemta tawjibasi karigino haina skeptic sing na hangba wahang asigi pakumda agi lemai da atmosphere laitabana maram oiraga heat conductor amde maram asina white color gumba oiba object amadi space suit sizinarabadi numit tagi lakpa heat energy mayamadu loina reflect tawkibana maram oiraga camera amadi astronaut sing aduda kemta tawdabani hairi moon landing sa fake oirangani haina skeptic sing na putor iba 80% henba evidence debunked tawre habe yare aduda aina chamam naba ma haragadi lunar module adugi ascending stage aduna paikhatkiba mawong aduga NASA na moon landing tawbada sizina kiba technology sing mangkhre haijalakpasa si khatani aduga NASA na moon landing gi original footage mangkhre haina haribadudi haijanna borangani maramdi ada ekoina uhaningdaba alien gi structure gumba thengnabana maram oiraga original footage adi lotchen bo orangani haina khali ngasi gi wari ase loisilakpada mayam so masigi wahang anisia soidana hangningam khali moon landing se fake la nattraga tasengna NASA na asengba tawkiba mission la haiba wahang ama aduga ani subadana NASA kangbuna public ekoida khanganingdaba posak thada lairabra haiba asigani ahanba wahang moon landing se fake la haibigi pakhumda aigi oiba motadi fake natte aikoi thagi lemaida chatlure haibase khalle aduga ani subu wahang NASA kangbuna public ekoida khanganingdaba pochak thada lairabra haibasigi pakhumdadi 100% lay aduga thagi dark side ta alien base lay haibasi majo haijani.
My name is Carl Wolf and I was a precision electronics photographic repairman with a top secret crypto clearance. In mid-1965, I was loaned to the Lunar Orbiter project at NASA on Langley Field. I was taken into the laboratory where the equipment was malfunctioning. I couldn't repair it in the dark. I asked to have it removed. Airman second class was in the dark room at that time. I was also an airman second class. About 30 minutes into the process, he said to me, in a very distressed way, by the way, we've discovered a base on the backside of the moon. And then he proceeded to put photographs down in front of me, and clearly in these photographs were structures, mushroom-shaped buildings, spherical buildings, and towers. And at that point I was very concerned because I knew we were working on compartmentalized security. He had breached security, and I was actually frightened at that moment. And I did not question him any further. And a few moments later, someone did come into the room. I worked there for 3 more days, and I remember going home and naively thinking, I can't wait to hear about this on the evening news. And here it is, more than 30 years later, and I hope we hear about it tonight. And I will testify under oath before Congress that what I'm saying is the truth.
Sahi yankhaigi mamangda aikoina moon landing tawkrabasu madugi matungdagi aikoina agi lemaida main mission amta thadribasi aikoina thada interest lairaktabagi natte funding watpagi su natte aduga valence radiation bel nambaram oraga chatpa ngamdabasu natte aina khanbada aikoina ihan hana chatluba matamda thagi lemaida alien gi activity mayam ama thengnarakkiba aduna maram oraga chattabani haibasa haijani aigi alien bases on the dark side of the moon amadi hollow moon theory gi video adudana hena details tawkrabani sti matang sidadi aduna thada alien base laibra haibasi matang ra details khangning labadi ai video aduda sangaga yengbiba yagani aduga ai description da link so hapsaramge mayamde akhoi mioi bana thada chatlui haibasa thajabra natraga fake moon landing gi theory adudana hena thajabra haibada comment haibiramo ngasigi di matang ase loishinjarage wari si nungarabdi like and subscribe tawiramo mathangi topic ta amuk thengnarasi.